Welcome. So, I just fucking recorded this video. Oh, wait, you're not supposed to say the F word within the first 10 seconds. Whatever, I'm not monetized anyways. So, yeah, I just fucking recorded this video, right? And, it got deleted. I don't know how, but it did. So, I'm gonna record it again, and maybe it'll be better than the first time. Maybe that was, maybe that was supposed to happen like that. So, oh yeah, let me explain the video, even though I'm sure you read the title. So I just kind of got a couple of my more interesting, slightly expensive games together, and just figured, I'll make a little video on them. So without further ado, the first on here is Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition, which is the only edition, but anyway, for the Wii. This game isn't super expensive. I did look on eBay when I was editing the first take of this video, and I could not find a North American copy complete in the box like this. I saw a Japanese copy for $20, which usually Japanese copies are pretty affordable. My theory is because the Japanese people aren't stupid like Americans and know how to, be smart with their money, so they don't spend a whole bunch of money on games. That's just a theory, though I obviously wouldn't know. I think I saw a European copy for $50. I saw a not complete in the box, just the case, so not this box, not didn't come with that book, that copy for $54. I couldn't find a complete in the box copy, so if you have this game complete like I do, hold on to that shit. Yeah, I got this game originally for my 6th birthday. Not this copy though, another copy. I lost the paperwork and everything, so I bought this copy a couple months ago. Well, actually, it was more like a year ago for about $50. Like I said, it's all complete. Just because it is one of my favorite games of all time. And it's really cool, it comes with the first 3 Kirby games, Kirby's Adventure on the NES, Kirby Superstar on Super Nintendo, and Kirby 64. It's a really cool introduction to Kirby. It's, the reason Kirby's my favorite Nintendo character now. And it's just a cool little collectible, And you don't see a lot of special editions like this anymore. The modern equivalent, the thing that comes the closest to this in the modern day is the new Sonic collection. What is it called? I have the game. Hold on. I'm not going to bring it over here, but Sonic Origins Plus. Because it comes with a little art book, which is pretty cool. But, it also doesn't come in a cardboard box to keep the art book in with the game, which is fucking annoying. Rant for another day. But anyway, yeah, you don't see a lot of special editions like this anymore. I kind of wish they would have put a couple more games, but there's also a whole... I've talked about this game on my channel already, so I won't go too far into detail, but there's also a whole section where you see the history of Kirby, which includes Obama. It goes from the very first year a Kirby game came out all the way until 2012. So some years when there wasn't a Kirby game, they'll just put a random fact or what Nintendo console came out, yada yada. It's a cool little thing to own though, and I'm glad I own it. Let's see, the next game we'll go right to the stupid shit. Virtual League Baseball for the Virtual Boy. This copy is sealed. I got it for $50. I'm not sure if that's a good deal or not, but I don't know. So I'm not sure if it's a really expensive game or not. What I do know is it's a weird game because it's a Virtual Boy game and it's sealed, and this copy is in very nice condition. The box isn't damaged. The plastic isn't yellowed. Still has a little hanger for when it, hung on the racks. I mean, just a very nice copy, and I'm glad to own it. And one day when I get a Virtual Boy, I will be opening it so I can, test out the Virtual Boy, because I assume, I'll be spending so much on the console that I probably won't get a game with it. So, and to all you people who say, no, don't open it, fuck you. It's my game. I'm not going to sell it, so... The only way I'd sell it is if somebody just came up to me and was like, hey, I'll give you $500 for that, which I doubt it. I'm just bullshitting. If that happened, yeah, fuck it, I'd sell it like it is. The only reason it's sealed now is just in case that happens, because every once in a while I will show my collection to new friends or whatever. So if that did happen, or if somebody that I actually care about, actually for whatever reason needed this game to complete their own collection, I'd sell it to them for the same price I paid, or hell, just give it to them. So I leave it sealed for shit like that. But as soon as I have a Virtual Boy, this baby's gonna be opened. It's like I bought it with like the intent of this being the game I can test my Virtual Boy on, or with, or whatever. The English is not my thing right now. Yeah, it's just a stupid thing to own, especially since it's sealed and it's a Virtual Boy game and it's fucking baseball. I don't like baseball. I don't know anybody who does like baseball. Uh, like, you know, America's pastime is supposed to be baseball. They should probably change it to sitting around and being a fat ass. Yeah, they should change it to sitting around on your phone all day. That's our pastime now. Well, not my pastime, but most people's. Anyway, I mean, hell, you're doing it right now, and you might not even be American. Anyway, the next game is Diablo. This is more. It's not like a weird one, but it's more of an expensive one. I got this in a lot of games that I bought from a buddy in high school a couple years back. He sold it to me for $60. It was like over 100 games. This was one of them. Clock Tower was one of them, but I sold it for $100, so I broke even and made a little bit of a profit on that. I kept Diablo though. It's like I played through a little bit and I kind of liked it. But I don't know. I just don't have the motivation to beat it. Maybe I'll beat it one day. Like my little brother and I are going through kind of all of my older games right now, beating them. Like we just beat Super Metroid. We're going through Shadowrun right now. We're almost done with it. We're at Bremerton, which I believe is nearing the end. But this game goes for about $65. Like the prices fluctuate all the fucking time. But for like the condition mine's in, like with the manual, but no registration card. Yeah, it goes for about 65, which is kind of expensive for a PlayStation 1 game. Actually, no, you know what? Most PlayStation 1 games are about that much nowadays, aren't they? I don't know, it's expensive to me. And it was like 80 or 100, or a lot. Some copies are still that much that have the registration card. Because to people who care, like I do personally, when I'm looking for a PlayStation 1 game, that actually means a lot. And then I'll just do all these games at once. These are my 32X games. A couple years ago, my uncle gave me a lot of his old game stuff. An NES, a random Dreamcast controller, some cords, Tetris Attack for Super Nintendo, which became one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. Or just my favorite puzzle game, actually. Second favorite puzzle game. First would be Kirby Star Stacker, but anyway. And one of the things, or 5 of the things, were these 32X games. I didn't have a 32X, so I didn't get to play them for a while. It was just this summer I actually bought a 32X complete in the box for $250. And I tested all these games, and most of these aren't like really expensive. Like this isn't very expensive. Doom isn't very expensive because it's everywhere. Brutal might be the second most. I think it goes for about 30, 40. Afterburner isn't very expensive. Colibri. Oop. A bird about... God damn it. A bird about playing as a bird. This fucker is actually kind of expensive. It goes for about $100. Like just the cartridge, which is stupid for just this cartridge. There's no end label or anything. It's a 32X cartridge. Yeah, it's kind of expensive and a bit rare-ish, I'd say. I believe it was made by the same people who made Echo the Dolphin. The gameplay is similar, except you play as a bird. And it's kind of a tripped out game, though. My little brother and I played and we're like, whoa, holy shit. But me and his favorite game we played was this fucker right here, Brutal. It's a fighting game where you play as these like very animated, like cartoon animals. This shit's fun. Yeah, I just wanted to mention these because, you know, the 32X games, they're weird. They're kind of weird, and then mainly some of them can get kind of expensive, like Colibri here. You know, and I make this analogy. You know, on one hand, I didn't spend $100 to play this game. On the other hand, I spent $250. So, it's fun though. The next game I'll go over is Shadowrun, which I did mention because my little brother and I are currently going through beating this. I got this when I was like 14 from my dad. He gave me this along with his Super Nintendo collection, which is essentially what started me on this horrible path of collecting games. Well, retro games anyway. And, you know, when I first got it, the battery was dead. So you would have to leave the console plugged in and the game there, and for the love of God, don't touch it, or your save data is gone. So, and I got tired of that kind of quick, so then I just kind of put it away, even though I really did like the game. Eventually changed the battery, and then I played a little more. But by the time I changed the battery, it was too late for this game. I already had other really good Super Nintendo games like Super Metroid, Super Mario World, All Stars, you know that shit. Donkey Kong Country. Oh wait, hold on. I said good games. Fuck Donkey Kong Country. I beat that game with my friend and I fucking hate it. We beat it like 2 years ago. I still hold a grudge against it. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Um, so I didn't really give this game much of a chance after that. But recently, like I said, my little brother and I have been going through like the back catalog of games I haven't beat. Beating this one, and I can say it's a lot of fun. It's a very modern feeling. Um, for an old RPG, and like it's on this list because I don't hear anybody talk about it, and it's an expensive title. I didn't pay a dime for it, but it goes for like $70 and $80, which I know is the price of new games nowadays, but that's kind of stupid for an old game that people don't really talk about. I mean, of course, there are games like Wild Guns for the NES that go for ridiculous amounts of money, and I'm sure a lot of the people who watching this, have never even heard of Wild Guns. I hadn't either until about 2 months ago when my local game store got a copy, and I'm like, holy shit. Or The Mask for the Super Nintendo, or Zombie Ate My Neighbors with the special edition like variant artwork. That game goes the last one I just mentioned goes for about $1,500. And have you ever heard of it? No, of course you haven't. Yeah, so I mean, it's not unheard of. It's just that it's just kind of strange because this game isn't like rare to that level. Like you could probably find it, or hell, you could probably pick it up in a thrift shop for like 10-20 bucks. But most of the time, you're gonna see it for about 70 or 80, and that's kind of dumb. Even though the game is good, don't get me wrong, but like it's not talked about that often. I feel like the only reason it's that much money is because I think about 2 or 3 years ago they came out with a collection of Shadowrun games, which kind of made people more interested in Shadowrun again. Uh, yeah, I'll briefly explain the premise. I didn't explain the premise of Diablo because it's Diablo. People know Diablo. Um, and I, but I'll explain this game a little bit. So it's set in the future, and hey, if I explain the premise, I'm gonna go on for a while. You know what? Just know this: it's an old RPG, but it kind of plays like a more modern RPG, and you can also cheese the hell out of the game. Like it's really like at first it's kind of hard to level up, but then you get to a certain point where it's really easy, and you just get levels all the time. There's a little cheat hack kind of thing you can do in the gun shop where you can like glitch the game. Oh yeah, that's what the word I'm looking for. Glitch. You can continuously sell the exact same gun to the gun owner over and over again and grind for money that way. But it is a really well constructed, very well balanced RPG. Very good game. But it's too fucking expensive. Only I would complain about a price of a game I didn't even buy. And my second to last thing I'll mention is Mario Kart Double Dash. I recently got this summer, because I played it in middle school, 5th grade, I believe, with my best friend, who I consider my brother now, at his house, and I was like, man, I want that. But I didn't, go to retro game stores or anything. And by the time I was in 5th grade, GameCube games were pretty much non-existent in GameCube or GameStops anymore. Uh, so I wasn't able to get this game or look for it really until I was about in high school. And I got the chance to buy it with the bonus disc. But I specifically wanted the fucking bonus disc, all right? Some people like getting cars with all the trim packages. I like getting games with all this, like, not only complete, but also if there was like a variant of it, I like to usually get the variant, unless that adds a couple $100s to the price point. Then fuck it. But a lot of the times, this game is the same price with or without. So anyway, yeah, I got the chance to buy it like 2 years ago with the bonus disc for like $60, which is a pretty decent deal. I didn't have $60. Well, or I might have only $60 to my entire name. But now, I'm graduated high school, job, yada yada, money. So I was able to afford it. I bought this like right at market price, which I usually don't like to do. But for this game and the next two games I'm gonna mention, I just went ahead and bit the bullet and paid $90 for this game. I mean, it's in good condition, of course. It has the manual, bonus disc. Now, when I bought it from a game store that is a 30-minute drive from my house. I got home about 10 minutes until they closed. Didn't think anything of it. First, I tested the bonus disc because it's the bonus disc, right? The reason I bought this copy instead of the cheaper copies they had, they didn't have the bonus disc. You know, the cheaper copies that were only like $70, $80, you know. Yeah, of course the bonus disc worked. Great, awesome. You know what? Fucking didn't work. The game disc didn't work. So, like I said, it was 10 minutes till the place closed. 30-minute drive. Couldn't make it that day. Next day, got up in the morning. I went there. You know, I was like, hey, the game disc doesn't work. The guy was like, oh, okay. So he tests it out, which I didn't say anything to him, but I was thinking like, motherfucker, whatever. You know, I was like, I've been coming here since I was a kid. You can't just trust me on this, but this is fine. You know, I get it. You know, sometimes people do shit like that, whatever. Tested it out. He's like, yeah, it really doesn't work. And then he goes to turn the disc on one of those disc buffing machines, which is bullshit. I believe they turn just about all their discs anyways. And, you know, you can only turn the disc so many times before, like, you might get a couple more uses out of it, and then it's fucked. So I'm thinking to myself, if it miraculously works after he turns it, I'm going to put my foot down. I'm not going to buy that shit from him. Because, I mean, I've known this guy for years, man. You know, I'm like, dude, no. I'm like, that kind of pissed me off. I was like, just because you turned it and he got it to work doesn't mean it's going to keep working. No, of course, it didn't work. So he gets another copy off the shelf, because they have like 4. It didn't work either. And he finally gets the third copy and it works. You know, he's like, I'm so sorry. We have like, you know, we have bad luck with this game, which is weird. Like, specifically Double Dash, he said. Not just GameCube games, but Double Dash. I guess it's because, you know, a lot of copies were like owned by kids, and kids are pretty careless. But yeah, it was this weird, like 2 discs they had just didn't fucking work no matter what you did to them. Yeah, I'm glad to own this game though, and it's not a weird one, of course. Everybody knows Double Dash, but it's more of an expensive one. I do have some other rather expensive games now thinking about it, but these are like the most expensive games I have, and they're also the most weird. But now there are 2 more. I'll mention them at the exact same time. They are Persona 1 and Persona 2. Now, if you know anything about Persona, these fuckers are expensive. They're Atlas games, so they're already going to be expensive anyways, but then they're also Persona. So, Persona 2 here, I got... Well, first, let me show you how nice it is before I tell you the price. You don't... Look. Oh, shit. Okay, the disc does fall out of that every once in a while, which... But look how clean the disc is, you know? Look at the manual, right? Look how pristine it is. It's like comic book collector good. Okay, real comic book collectors would be like, no, there's... Look, there's a little bit... Is that... Yeah. There's a little thing in the corner. Nope. And you've opened it... Anyway. But it has the fucking registration card and all that shit. Very nice. Very nice. It has, of course, the bonus disc with it. And it's also in really pristine condition. You know, just very nice. See? So you don't even have to worry about the price because it's so fucking good. For educational purposes, I'll tell you. I spent $300 on that game. Well, $305 with shipping. Because I got it from eBay. Shamefully enough. So, I mean, that's not... At the time I bought it a couple months ago, prices on these games go up and down all the fucking time. Like, I don't... Like, these games specifically seem to fluctuate a lot. And at the time I bought it, that was a little under, like, about $50, $100 under market value, so I was cool with it. But really, it was pretty much just market value. Same thing with this, that I paid a little more... In my original recording, I didn't say it, but I'll just say I spent $500 on Persona. The first one, I mean. Making the grand total of $800. But yeah, and this copy is also in very, very nice condition. The case is actually a little better. It has less scratching. You know, the disc is nice. You know, I don't hold it straight towards the camera because I don't want my reflection in it. Which is probably dumb, but whatever. Well, yeah, you can see my reflection anyways. Whatever. The only thing that's not nice is the manual. But, like, honestly, this is the best I could fucking find it. And this I actually did get from my local game store, the first game. The second game I didn't. But the first game I got from my local game store. So, it was worth a little more to me anyways. A couple $100 more? No, but you win some, you lose some. Yeah, I'm very happy to own these two games because I've wanted them for a long time. Well, longish, about 3 years now. Well, two. Yeah, two actually. Because I got Persona 5 Royal on the Nintendo Switch as soon as it went on sale for Black Friday, like the year it came out. So what was that, 2022? So yeah, 2 years ago. Because it went on sale for like 19.99 or yeah. And like I said, it like just that Persona 5 Royal had just come out like maybe a month ago. Maybe not even that long. And I really wanted to play Persona 5 anyway, so I'm like, oh shit. And it's on sale? Fuck yeah. So I bought it and I fell in love with it. I beat it. You know, it took me 2 months, but I got the good ending. I was still in school, so I was busy anyway. Yeah, I played that game like every fucking day. Every night I was playing that game. I'd contemplate bringing my Nintendo Switch to school just so I could play it there, but I didn't want to ruin the experience by being around those Neanderthals. Yeah, I fucking love that game. So then I was like, I really want to play through the fucking other games. Yeah, let's see how much the first one cost. I gave up hope after that. Then the summer again, job, yada yada. So I had plenty of money, to buy, the first one, the second one. I haven't got around to beating them yet, obviously. I've probably had enough time, but I've been playing through a lot of other games lately, so I'll get to them eventually. Obviously, I wouldn't just buy them to own them. Oh no, I'm gonna fucking beat them too. Yeah, very, very happy to own these, even though I spent a lot of money. And now it's time for a little bit of a shameless plug. Well, one of them is slightly less shameless than the other one. The first one is just wanted to mention my good friend Billy Watson has made a YouTube channel. I'll put like he sent me a screenshot of it. I'll put it right here. And you should go check that out. He like just started it, so there's only one video there right now, but trust me, there'll be more soon. I'll probably star in a couple. He just makes like dumb videos. I'm trying to think how to even describe it. Like skits, I guess you could call them, entertainment, whatever. Just check it out. It doesn't cost you anything to check it out. It's a philosophy I'm gonna use on that one. Now this next one is completely shameless. It is my book, my first ever book, Alien Trudge. This book is only $10, all right? So I don't think that's a lot, but anyway, as the title kind of implies, it's kind of about like alienation, loneliness. But it's not as depressing as you might think. See, I have what is called an impeccable sense of humor. Let me show you my favorite thing I've written in this book. It's a book of short stories, like little like essays, journal entries, poems. So this isn't the first piece of humor. All the way on page 104, it's just my favorite, and it's Super Jesus 4, the closer. So you can pause and read that if you want to, and I'll also read it out loud here in a second. But it's just something I was very passionate about. I always wanted to be a writer, and I'll spare you all the details. Basically, I wrote the book throughout school, and then finally got it published, shortly after I got out of high school, by a small company by the name of, get them in here, Lead-Based Books, because I was looking for a publisher, and the owner, she approached me and she's like, hey, we're a small company, we can't really do much, but we could publish your book. We can't guarantee sales or anything like that, but I was like, fuck yeah, I'd like to publish it. And they gave me like full reign over kind of the design. I had a good friend of mine, I mentioned him already, Billy Watson, do the cover for me because I'm not very artistic. I think it looks pretty nice. And then, this is the description on the back if you want to read it. And like I said, the book is only $10, and even if you don't read, I guarantee you'll like this because it's like even if you don't like to read, and even if you're not like me and you're not alienated by the world around you, you'll probably get some entertainment out of this because I have a lot of funny shit in this book, like Super Jesus, Corpse Man. There's people who live under bridges, this funny shit like that. So I definitely check it out. Get it $10 from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, the paperback, I mean. You can also get it off of leadbasedbooks.com, the website of the publisher that published it. Or, just $4 for the Kindle version, which I think is pretty good. Now, let me read to you the poem Super Jesus 4, the closer. I could read any other Super Jesus poem, but this one's my favorite. Flying through the sky, soaring fast and high, a laser out of each eye and a face to make the ladies cry. It's the return of Super Jesus, with his new crimson-colored vines and a California smile that shines. Super Jesus is looking better than ever. He'll give your mother a heart attack as he rolls real smooth in a black Cadillac. Super Jesus rules the game, cowards flee at the sound of his name, and hoes drop to their knees, all so they can please my main man, Super Jesus. So, that would give you a pretty good idea of kind of a lot of the stuff that's in there. And of course, it's not all poems. Most of it is actually not poems. But that gives you a very good idea of kind of the prose I use. Like, I don't, free verse, whatever the fuck. When I write, trust me, I'm better at writing than speaking. But that gives you an idea of kind of the humor, the style of my writing. I will say it does get kind of dark at points, though. It's not, like, in my opinion, it's not super depressing, but definitely not for the faint of heart. And I will say, if you're heavily religious and also very, very easily offended, buy it. Because you'll have a heart attack. And you'll go on Facebook and say, this book offended me, which will give me publicity, which I would really appreciate. So yeah, if you get offended easily, please buy it, please. And then if you're a normal, thick-skinned person like the rest of us, also buy it, because you'll get actual enjoyment out of it. It's not very long either. It's only 155 pages. That's nothing, especially for the style of the book. It's not like it's 155 pages that are fully, filled up or anything, Yeah, I'd really appreciate if you gave my book a look. And, or if anything, just at least give my good friend Billy Watson's YouTube channel a look. Yeah, that's all I got. Bye.